Hi everyone, it's Neve here and welcome to the ScrapFX YouTube channel. Today we're going to be making two 12 by 12 birthday layouts using the ScrapFX designs. So I'm feeling very neglectful because my youngest daughter, when I was going through both girls' scrapbooks, not that they've got many in them, but my youngest daughter really doesn't have many. So I decided I would get onto it and scrapbook her last two birthdays. So this is for her second birthday page, and I do apologise for the glare because I'm using the transparency. So I'm doing her second birthday and her first birthday, and I had that collaged image that I really liked, and this is one of the new ScrapFX chipboard pieces, and it's called Birthday Snapshot, so it just worked in really well. So I'm just embossing that with some of the pink Ranger mixed media powders, which is a beautiful bright pink colour which matched the colours that she had in her suits. It's a bit distressed, it's got some different colours sort of through it, which you can't really see until we get the close-up. I have combined this with some older scrapbook papers. The background paper is from Simple Stories, one of their birthday lines, and then the transparencies one I got years ago from Fancy Pants, but you can get transparencies like this, so you combine scrapbook papers. I'm using some of the stickers that come along with the Simple Stories birthday pack, just to add some interest, and I'm actually adding them on to the transparency on top, so I can sort of have a bit of an overlay. I really like that banner on the happy birthday banner, but it didn't extend all the way, so I'm just using a permanent pen to extend that the whole way to the edge. This is a ScrapFX transparency which I've run through my Xyron machine, which is basically like a sticker machine, and it just it puts adhesive all over the back, so you can glue it down and still keep that transparent layer. So I'm just trying to work out how to place it without sort of sticking it in the wrong place. I just wanted to sit next to the birthday snaps, not over the picture but sort of in between, so it's sort of sitting on that line so it's grounded. Once I've done that, then I'm trying to work out, I knew I wanted to do some journaling on here, and the papers came with some journaling cards, but I didn't know how I wanted to combine them, so I cut out a few just to try them out. And the issue I was having was with orientation, because they just didn't quite fit in the way I wanted them to. They were just a little bit long and didn't really fit with the way I wanted it to go. In the end, I put it in, and I probably should have actually thought about it a little bit more, but I was kind of overthinking this as it was, so I decided not to use them, and I thought I'd use this piece instead, which I quite liked. So I cut out this little arrow flag with a little bit of pretend washi, and because it was like pretend washi, I decided to tear the edge, which in the end I totally obliterated because I covered it up with new washi. So I'm still trying to decide what I want. The problem I had was where I had the happy birthday cake, and I was just trying to work out where it would fit without overlapping anything. So I had to put it up a little bit higher than I was expecting to. And now I'm just gluing it down. And again, because I've got the transparency, trying to work out where I'm putting it. So I actually ended up gluing it just a little bit higher than I was expecting to. I decided though I really like that little bit of washi sticking it down, so I found some of the Dilutions washi. It's kind of the same, to stick over the top with a little bit of colour, and then I'm just replacing it, and I've popped on this Hooray sticker as well on the top, so sort of again overlaying. So once I've done that, I'm just adding on some little extra stickers just to add some interest, and I'm doing my journaling. Basically all about how I can't believe how much she's grown up, and I really like that combination of the three pictures of her day of birth, her first birthday and her second birthday, looking extremely cheeky and extremely proud of herself with a little hat on. So it was a cute little collage to have on my page. Once I finished journaling, the next issue was trying to work out where I was how I was going to attach it. So I decided to use my tiny attacher from Tim Holtz, and I just put the two little staples, I crossed them over to make a little cross, so it just lifts it up. So this is the final part. You can see a bit of close-up. You can see that beautiful embossing, and that piece of chipboard was just perfect for it, and the little happy birthday next to it sort of blends in really well with the page. So here is a picture of the finished piece as well, so you can see the overall layout. So it's nice and colourful and happy and bright. I added some extra stars on as well, which again came from scrapbook, so it was just a little bit of extra bling. So this is using the same Simple Story papers, and this is a larger photo of one of the ones I used on the previous layout of our girl on her first birthday. So I'm just overlaying two papers. I liked the numbered paper down the bottom just because it was a birthday. I was going to circle which birthday it was, and ended up not doing that. So I'm just sticking down my page. I decided not to mat it. Usually I do mat my photos, but I decided not to mat this one, and popped it on the page on the right hand side. Then I grabbed out the sticker sheet again just to add some extra little collage clusters to the page. And this is a technique I really like doing a lot, especially when you've got all these little word stickers that I never get around to using. I don't scrapbook often enough to have use for a lot of these, so I like using up as many as I can. I use them as a little sort of funky border along the edge of my photos. So this kind of helps the fact that I haven't matted my photo, because it sort of ties it into the page, and it ties in because it's sort of coordinated and designed to all work together. It works really well to blend all the colours in the page. So you can overlap them and make them longer or shorter. I could go the whole way down to the end of the page, or just leave it as is. So when I finished that, I was looking for the chipboard that I wanted to use on this page. I couldn't find the birthday ones I was looking for, and after I'd finished this layout, of course, I found the ones I wanted to use. But I found these two, which I liked, which is Shine, Shine, Shine and Happy Heart, because she does both. The other large chipboard that you can see there, which you can't see through the glare, is Though she be little, she is but fierce, which is a Shakespeare quote, which again defines Erin very much. So I'm doing the same process. I really liked the pink that I used in the previous project, and it tied in with the colour of her jumpsuit, so I thought I'd use that again. Though she be but little, she be fierce, which is just perfect. With the hashtag chipboards, I absolutely adore these because they're cut out of the thick chipboard. They are actually really robust. Even though they're so fine and so delicate, they're actually really, really robust. I do suggest, if you've got a little picker tool or a craft knife, that you just make sure you get all the little bits and pieces out. And if you're embossing them, that you use a block to push them down into your ink so you don't damage them or bend them in any way. But you can see, particularly with that powder, and even with most regular powders, because they are so fine, you actually only need to have one coat of the powder on it. You don't need to have any more than that. Now looking at this and seeing it in hindsight, I actually really liked having the little happy hearts down on the teal, and I wish I'd left them down there. But I ended up really liking how this page turned out in the end. Again, I do like to put journaling onto my page, and it's usually the bit that causes me the most grief when I'm doing things like this, because it's where do I put it, how do I orientate it. I like having the option of journal cards, but again, they are usually really directional, which I find frustrating. So I wish I'd done that. I wish I put the large quote on her photo now. It's funny how these things happen. Anyway, I decided I did need to mount it, obviously, so you could see it, because it was very hard to see because it's such a fine quote on such a busy background. So I picked out a paler colour out of the scrapbooking papers I had, and mounted the quote onto that. Now I'm just using some Gina K Connect glue to glue it down. It's just a regular PVA glue, I think, but it comes in this little pen with a really fine nib, and it's just perfect, and it glues down really securely, and it glues down really quickly. It also dries completely clear, so you don't see it in the end result, and I'm more than happy to use it to glue over the top of photos and stuff, because I've never had an issue of it showing through. So over the photo I've got shine, shine, shine and happy heart, and then I'm going to put this little journaling card. Now the issue I had with it is this is the direction it's supposed to be. It's actually got lines on it, but I decided in the end that I was just going to glue it down the wrong way and write across it, and in the end it didn't really matter because the lines were quite light that you don't really see, and it ended up looking more like a pattern in the background than it does anything else. So it sort of balances it all out in the end. So this is the end of this little scrapbook page too. They're both really, really simple pages. They're not difficult or complicated. It's just a few bits of paper and some chipboard. But they're the types of pages my girls love. They love big pictures of themselves. They're not too fussed at this age of what's on it. They just want to see pictures of themselves. So it makes them really, really happy to see it. So I hope these 2 quick birthday layouts inspire you to use some of your stash and to use some of the ScrapFX products to create your own birthday layouts. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe this page to find more ScrapFX design team projects, and check out some of the other videos we've got in our channel. Until next time, bye for now.